I know I have no chance in becoming Iron Man. I know this, but I can have Jarvis. In this video, we will be building out our very own Jarvis. We will start from scratch with the design file in Figma, build out a home page and a dashboard. Then we will move on to the front end part into building the home page and link a database and use Prisma to communicate with it. We will jump into OpenAI ChatGPT 3.5 model and have him become a master at certain tasks. I want my Jarvis to be an expert chef, expert fitness trainer, and expert marketing analyst. Then we will move on to creating the database tables and implementing the chat box. And finally, we will be adding some cool touches. Now, let's open up Figma and let's start building. I found a really cool robot SVG icon which I went on in using in the whole project. Then I created the navigation links and used auto layout so they can be nicely arranged. After I auto layout the links, I auto layout them with the logo as well. And then I went on in trying to figure out what's the best way to space them. I generated a cool looking robot image using Stable Diffusion. You can check out my previous video to see how I did that. Then I went on and turned on the layout grid. It's gonna be 12 grids with 20 pixel spacing, and this is just to help me get a sense of where are my things going to end up and not to be all over the place. Then I used ChatGPT to create the copy for Jarvis AI. Then I auto layout both copies so I have control over the spacing on them. And then I selected the image as well with that auto layout copy so I can center them in the middle and make them look nice. Now we're going to use the SVG blob generator in order to create a cool looking blob that we can put in the hero section, so we give it a little bit more life because now it's looking a bit dull. We're gonna add it in the copy frame, in the copy layout. We're gonna position it absolute, and then we're just gonna place it wherever you feel like it's going to be a right match. I chose in the top left corner and then move the blob in order for the hierarchy to be less. Let's rename both frames, the navbar and the hero section, into navbar and hero section, and then let's move on to the third element on the page, which is going to be the features of the app. So for features, we will implement conversation history, pinning conversations, and customizable advice. I generated the image with Stable Diffusion for an older type of assistant in a very retro fashion way, and then I used ChatGPT to generate some copy for the perks. Continuing to align and then using auto layout in order to space them, and then finding the right dimensions and look for them. Let's group the rectangle with the frame and rename it into feature section, and then let's move on to the final component of our homepage, which is going to be our call to action. The call to action copy was generated by ChatGPT. Now that we have a home page and everything is set up, let's move on to the dashboard. I will be using ShadCN UI components, which are absolutely amazing. There is a design system file for Figma, which you can use and reuse those components in any way you like. And you will see me using them throughout Figma and in code as well. Let's bring in the navbar from our previous frame. Then let's add a welcome message to the user, and let's start implementing the chat box. The chat box is gonna be fairly easy. It's gonna be a rectangle with a divider line. On the left side, we will have the new chat button. I use a plugin called Iconify so I can easily bring any sort of icons I want. Now I will go in the design system file and select the select component and copy it back into Jarvis. Then I'm gonna remove all the unnecessary fluff, so you have a lot of options. We're just gonna cut and remove them. We're gonna add the copy for that select input, and then we're just gonna arrange it on the page. Let's copy the robot SVG and let's put a sad face on him because we have no chats, so he's kinda sad. Let's rename and group all the components we've done, and then let's copy this frame and move on to the page that we're gonna have chats in. We need to remove the sad robot because right now the robot is going to be happy because we're going to have chats. We need to build a text input where we're going to write our messages. We're going to select the send icon similar to how ChatGPT is, align it nicely, and then we're done. Then we can move on into building the actual chats. We're gonna turn the sad robot into a happy robot because it's answering our questions. Then we're gonna build out the reply as well. For this we can copy and paste the answer and the reply, multiply them, auto layout them, and align them nicely. We have a really good starting point of our design. We know what the homepage is going to be, we know how the dashboard is going to look, so we can jump into code and let's start building. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, subscribe, follow, text, write, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.